Hello, welcome to the first episode of my Blessing at the Bar vlog video series. I am really pleased to say that I will be running this alongside lawcareers.net, and around every month or so I'll be sharing a video to their YouTube channel about my GDL experience and giving you various tips and advice. But today I'm just going to talk about why I chose to become a barrister as opposed to a solicitor, a musician, an actress, a dancer, or any of the other things that I liked. And if you're interested, or maybe you're considering a career in the bar, maybe you don't even know what a barrister is and you want to know why on earth somebody would put themselves through the grueling process of becoming one, then please continue watching. Thanks, guys. From a really small age, I was quite bullied. I came to this country when I was 5 years old from Botswana. I had a very you could tell I wasn't from England. And a lot of kids took that as leave to make fun of me. But what that did is really drove this passion inside of me for right and wrong and standing up for what's right and wrong. And what was strange is that even if my bully was being bullied the next day, I would still offer to sit with them and I would still stand up for them. I've never been able to be that person that sees wrong happening and then just lets it happen. I always have to say my piece, even if people don't want to hear it. I still want to, stand up for what's fair. And I feel my unique experience has really made that a focus of my life and something that I want to dedicate myself to doing in the future. So I'm a really creative person. I have always loved drama, singing, creative writing. I used to write poetry. I do spoken word. I sing. The reason that translates into becoming a barrister is that I love to create creative arguments. I really like when you have a complex issue and then I find a new way of arguing it or a new way of spinning it, and I really like thinking up great examples to use, different ideas, and putting that all together to create a really nice argument. I know that sounds strange. Reading. I've always been a bookworm. I've been reading books more than I've been having friends. I'm gonna definitely say that. I was reading so advanced at school. I was reading adult books to the point that I would read the strangest things. I once read this entire book my mum had when I was about 6 years old called Anatomy and Physiology, and it's about this thick. And I read the whole thing. I would read anything. I could clear a Harry Potter book in a day or two. I'm always scrolling on my phone, reading articles. I just love to read things, look between the lines, see what arguments I would have made, how I would have written it differently. And obviously so much of becoming a barrister is reading. You're not only just reading as you study, but you're also reading as you work. You've got to look up the law, you've got to look up cases, So independence is my next point. I'm a very independent person. I was an only child until I was about 11 years old. Shout out my baby brother. And what that taught me is to be very comfortable by myself. I spent a lot of time alone and I didn't realize how much I liked that. If I don't spend at least 30% of the day by myself, I'll probably get quite cranky. I could never imagine myself doing a job that I wouldn't be able to act independently, produce something from start to finish by myself, and then put it up as my own piece of work. That being said, other people and working with them is still something that I like. The collaborative element. So when you come up with a point, you bring it to someone, to your colleague, and they critique it. And the whole way through pupillage as well, most often what will happen is you'll produce something, it'll get critiqued, you'll be given feedback, and then you work on it again. I could never imagine myself being someone that would be proud producing something that isn't as close to perfection as I can get it, and this is the perfect profession for that. Constantly want to push myself and challenge myself and grow. I never ever want to have a routine. And when I'm bored, I don't perform. But when I'm sweating and I'm on my toes, then you're probably gonna get 10 out of 10 from me. So that's what I really enjoy. I'm really comfortable being responsible. I've been a big sister for 11 years now officially, and I've just had another baby brother. And I think my mum also relies on me to be quite responsible as well, doing things around the house, also to with our other relatives. And even at university, I was president of a society. I was in the execs of 2 different societies. So I really, really like responsibility. And something that really appeals to me is that as a barrister, the buck stops at you. If you do not prepare your case adequately, that person you're representing doesn't have a voice because you are their mouthpiece. So if you don't deliver, you are the only one to blame. And I know for a lot of people that's quite scary, but that really is what I like. I like it to be just me. I want people to look at Blessing and be like, oh, I can rely on her, I can depend on her. You know, if you got a legal problem, you call Blessing Park. So that's definitely what motivates me, and I really, really enjoy that aspect of the work, to be very honest. I think a lot of us sort of post-graduation or even before we go to uni, it's stressful because you want to know what you want to do and you want to know what you want to be, to the point that you can just sort of start the process and it's not difficult. And for me, I was always looking for what came naturally to me, because I've seen successful people always do their best when they do what comes naturally to them. So for me, what comes naturally is all those things I spoke of before, and the whole work just seems to be such a fit. Every time I walk around and see barristers, I fangirl them so hard. I think they're the coolest. And so many of my barrister role models like Dina Rose, Shami Chakrabarti, Amal Clooney, I just see what they're doing and I'm like, I want to do that. It's like goals. So I found something that I think comes naturally to me. And obviously as I take on the GDL and then the BPTC and then pupillage, hopefully this sort of work will become second nature. But it seems like the culture comes naturally to me and the style comes naturally to me, and then obviously, or hopefully, fingers crossed, the law will come naturally to me too. And I like that idea of being learned in the law and knowing a lot, and dispelling all that information. As far as barristers are aware, the students that they recognize and the students that they sort of give that sort of tick of approval, we think that you can do this to, are just the ones that know they want to do it. Now, obviously, I'm gonna ask you to subscribe to my YouTube channel, so please do that. If you want to follow my journey to becoming a barrister, you can go to www.blessingatthebar.com, and that's where I'll be blogging my entire experience. I'll be blogging the challenges I face. I'll just be talking really candidly about the process, so other people can draw from that information and they can learn something about it too. So thank you guys. Please don't forget, you can find me on social media. I've got my Facebook, Snapchat, Twitter and LinkedIn all down below. So if you do want to follow me any way you like. And if you want to email me, ask me any questions, there's a contact form on the website that you can talk to me on. So I'll see you guys later. Thanks.